So what do you do with a leftover ham bone?
And we will answer that on this next edition of Wayne'sKitchen.com. Welcome, everybody.
So, Gord, I do have an answer to that question that we posed earlier.
Pray tell.
Pray tell. We're going to make soup.
Soup. So, we're going to do what, Wayne?
We're going to make soup, split pea and ham soup. And we're going to use the ham bone as an essential ingredient to make the soup, because we're going to use that to make the stock.
Very good, good, yeah.
Well,
and I love making soup, but I'd like to learn from you, because you're a master.
Oh yes, master souper.
That's right.
Super master.
Now, the other thing too, Wayne, is that this year, this is the beginning of a new series that we're about, right?
Yes, it is. We ended up last year's series with cooking in castles, and we were in Italy, which was
it was
fabulous.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was beautiful. And this year we've decided that we're going to take not a really different view on it, but we're going to start doing comfort Canadian food.
Right, good idea.
Yeah, and split pea soup is a very, very comfortable food.
Right, so after like a holiday, you have the meat, the bone, and what do you do with it? So nothing like on a long Canadian winter, although this winter here in Alberta, it's been actually pretty good.
I know we've gone from, I guess we could call it a falter, and then skipped winter and went into a springter.
So, but that might be more the exception. We'll call that an El Nino. But typically, though, a nice hearty soup, hearty meals
Sure.
for winter and all that.
And focusing on the leftovers as well, right?
Yeah.
Because you've got all this beautiful ham that you've had for that big meal, like Easter's coming up, like you said, right?
Right,
So
right.
what do you do with the extra ham and the bone?
Right.
Because you want to keep that bone, because you get a lot of flavor out of that. A lot of goodness comes out of that when you
That's right.
boil it.
No, the thing is, like, you use the word leftover, and when I hear leftovers, it doesn't sound like very, really fine dining, so to speak. But I think the idea of taking something that may have been part of another meal, but it's transformed to something that's totally neat and powerful and good and delicious, that's a different way of that. I don't think of that when I'm thinking of leftovers.
You know what I think of when I think of leftovers?
What do you think?
I think of food that I never finished the day before, and it's still good, so I put it in the fridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So is that what you would say what this is in terms of the ham and that?
Well, I call that a ham bone that just wasn't finished. There's still ham on it.
All right. So let's move on then, I think, right?
I think it's time.
That's right.
Okay.
So we got the pot.
The pot.
And we've been cooking this for a little while now, Wayne. Let's see what it looks like. Wow. Boy, you sure can smell that already.
Well, and this, Gord, is what we call, and we will call this,
the stock.
The stock,
Very
exactly.
much.
And
Yeah.
so that ham bone that we showed earlier on goes into the pot with water.
Right. Very simple.
Very simple, and
Yeah.
it's simple ingredients. And we're going to discuss about the ingredients shortly. But you cook the stock, and it's done for an hour, hour and a half, just nicely simmered. And just let it simmer and get all that goodness out of the bone.
Right.
And from the other ingredients in there, and it just adds the flavor to the
Right.
stock itself.
And again, that's a very different concept of the usual leftover.
It is.
All right.
And so that's what you do with a ham bone.
Exactly.
As you can see, it's all rendered down now. It's been sitting in the stock pot for at least 2 hours. And so we have the ham bone. There's still some meat that we have to get off of that to put into the soup.
Yeah, you don't want to lose that.
No,
that's
because
great flavors.
there's all kinds of flavor in there for sure.
Yeah.
And so let's discuss the ingredients for this soup, all right?
Right.
Well, now we're going to discuss the ingredients that went into, firstly, the stock, okay?
Right. And I mean, there's already wonderful flavor within that ham bone, but just to kind of accentuate that.
So let's start with this. Everyone knows what that is.
That's right.
Well, you should.
Studio audience.
Onion.
That's right.
Well,
Boy,
John, look at this.
they are sharp today.
They are sharp, just like this knife. See?
That's right.
All right.
So onion.
Oh, it hurt. Anyway, yeah. So we have the onion. The onion has to be
So you dice it.
diced, like it's small.
Right.
Small little chunks,
Yeah,
diced.
and then you would
okay?
would you saute that with some butter?
No, actually, no, we're not going to do that. You can do it if you want to do your soup that way,
Right, okay.
but because it's Wayne'sKitchen.com,
That's right.
we're going to make the soup my
See,
way.
Wayne and
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
a bit of competition here because I love making soups, and I learned a lot from my wife, who makes a dynamite soup. But it's Wayne'sKitchen.com, as you said. So we have the onion, and what else? What other spices we
And
have?
then we're going to use garlic.
Right.
So there's probably 3 or 4 cloves of garlic minced in this, right here like that.
Wow.
We're going to use something that is essential, I think, for any soup that
Of
you make,
course.
pretty much, bay leaf.
Of
All
course.
right.
Yeah.
We're going to add about 3 bay leaves.
Yeah, and just kind of a safety thing. You never want to eat that. So after you've, do you usually remove it when you're serving? Like you would make sure
Actually,
that people...
yeah, we do, because this stuff, like, it's a leaf.
Yeah,
Okay,
and-
so it gets wet, and, you know, if you're going to chew it,
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's good to remove that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
But
wanna be
wonderful flavors from a bay
that's
leaf.
that's
for
where you
sure.
get it from. And then, of course, salt and pepper.
Right, yellow, no, white and black. Right?
Well, that's salt and pepper, Gord.
But I
Yeah.
think I might have been jumping ahead because
Maybe you
I'm
were.
thinking of the.
But we're not ready for that
We're
yet.
not ready for that, so stay
Yeah.
tuned. You'll learn more about that on Wayne'sKitchen.com.
We want fresh carrots.
Right?
Okay, I've got 3 little ones right here because we're going to use these carrots for the meal later on. But they're carrots, so it's indicative of carrots. But 2 large carrots.
Yeah. And then you would be,
Chop them up small.
yeah, okay.
Diced
Yeah,
carrots.
so because I'm getting like with your ham soup, you like a little bit of, like you want it like full body, right?
Oh,
And-
absolutely. You want all
Yeah.
those flavors that come
Yeah.
into it, right?
Yeah.
Onion and carrot. And although I don't have any out here because I used it all, celery.
Oh, yeah,
Two,
very much.
two
Yeah.
stalks of celery,
Yeah.
small dice
Yeah.
on those 2. Chop
Yeah.
them up real good.
Yeah, so it's very simple, right? So
It is.
again, a very simple meal, but very hearty this time of the year.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And so, Gord, hi, how are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, okay. All right.
Are you
Uh,
flirting
I would-
with the studio audience?
Of course I am.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to use vegetable broth. Some of the recipes that you see call for chicken broth, and some call for no broth at all, just use straight water.
Yeah.
But, you know, with the vegetable broth, you get a little extra added goodness from that.
So that's the difference between chicken versus vegetable broth? Like just
Well, it's all,
has a bit more flavor?
well,
less-
it's all vegetables, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
really, we're not focusing on having chicken in this
Correct.
meal because
Yeah,
we've got
makes
a ham
sense.
going, right? So
Right.
that's what we're doing.
Okay.
You can also, by the way, instead of using ham that you're going to chop up, and this is the leftover ham from the meal, from that big old ham bone we saw. Ham bone. Yeah, okay, that was for you, Don. We're going to chop a little bit of this up.
So you want some chunks within
So
the
yeah,
soup,
we're going
right?
to chop this and cube it
Yeah.
up and everything.
Yeah.
And then now it's your turn.
All right, so then I was quite intrigued. I like this measuring cup, first of all, but we got the 2 different types of peas. So are you going to explain the difference between the yellow and the green peas?
I think you should, but do it in French.
No.
'Cause you're
no,
multilingual.
No, monsieur, I can't. So, but you were saying though that in, let's say in Quebec,
In Quebec,
Canada, that
yep.
they might be using more of the yellow split peas.
Well, they use that for the French
pea soup.
pea soup, like the Quebec pea soup. They use the yellow beans.
Right.
Why? Or peas. Sorry, not beans.
Split peas.
Split peas. Well,
Right.
you can see they're split.
Right.
So, I think
Right.
they were together at one time. I don't know. Anyway, they use the yellow one, but out west here we tend to use the green ones.
And it's just kind of a local custom, whatever.
It is, and there's no difference in the flavor.
Right.
They're all the same.
Yeah.
They taste
Now,
the
when I
same.
make my pea soups, I think it's because I learned from my wife. I use more the yellow, but I don't know why I do that. I just because that's what my wife told me to do.
Okay, well-
and I listen to my wife
Your
all the
wife actually
time.
uses the green.
Apparently, she uses the green, so I wasn't paying too much attention.
Oh.
But I always use the yellow, so I've actually kind of broken off into my own
Okay.
culinary masterhood.
To be fair,
Right.
we're going to use both.
Good.
Green and yellow, and there's about 3 cups.
Because it is Family Day weekend. We're going
It
to keep
is.
families together. All right.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Well done.
You use green? Right.
Gord, now we're going to add the peas.
This is that part I've
to
been
the-
waiting for.
I know, to the stock, but I wanted to ask you a question.
Sure.
Okay, you told me earlier that you learned how to make soup, especially this soup, from your wife.
That's correct.
And you said she used yellow peas. Why in the world would you say that when she also said that green peas? Like what?
I
What's
don't know.
that
I
about?
guess I was so focused on just trying to learn it that I haven't been able to absorb all these details and all that. So I
it's
guess
all about the details, Gord.
it is. But
Gord's very detailed.
but seriously though, about making soup, there's a certain amount of personality, I would say, that goes into it. Everybody does it a little bit differently.
Well, of course. Yeah, that's
And-
what cooking is all about.
and
What's a
then-
chef but a good cook?
I think
Yeah.
so. And then there's something about making a soup. You add different things. The flavors kind of begin to kind of mingle and all that. And it's personality.
And that's what makes different dishes taste great.
Perfect. So now
Because
we're
you
going to
put your
do.
own touch into it, right?
That's right.
And we've
then
been
we're-
talking about that all along. putting
That's
your own
right. And
stuff.
when you say I've learned over the years watching Wayne'sKitchen.com, like if I'm still at the same level from working with you as your sous chef in Wayne'sKitchen.com, but if I've not evolved, that's not a good sign. So I have to get better. The
Okay.
pressure's on.
All right, then remember what color the peas are next
That's
time.
right. So
Okay.
I now know my wife likes the green peas.
All right, so
All right.
let's
Add.
add.
Okay, so now we're going to add the peas.
Just dump them in.
There we go. And then we're going to stir them up.
Just stir them up just a little bit to get them all wet.
Right. Okay. Now, just for the for our viewers,
Yeah.
you just have this in a light simmer, right?
Yeah, it's just simmering right now.
Yeah.
And it's going to simmer like this for at least an hour.
And so, what are you actually expecting the peas to do? Then,
I want them to absorb the liquid,
Right.
and I want them to soften up,
Right.
and then we're going to do something else with it after they soften up.
Okay.
And then actually it'll be ready to eat then.
Right. And so
Okay.
that's where now another ingredient with cooking is thyme.
Oh, the tincture of thyme, Gordon.
That's right. All right. And so while your soup is cooking, you can do other things.
I'm going to kiss you right now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Gord, you were asking earlier about pureeing.
Correct. Yeah.
And I don't normally puree this
Yeah.
soup. I like the soup to be whole and a little bit chewy.
Yeah.
So if
yeah.
you puree it, like everything's going to be like smoother.
Right.
Like a smooth tomato soup or something.
So
like
again, that's more just preference,
It
right?
is preference.
So some people like a little bit more body, whatever. You get the real flavors. You get.
Well, you're
a
still going to get the
sense.
flavor if you puree it, but it's all about the texture, what it
Correct.
feels like in the mouth, right?
So that's actually a good point because it's not only the taste that you're wanting to appeal to, but also the sense of like the palate, the composition.
and how it rolls around on the tongue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So what about you guys? Do you like
yeah.
pureed stuff?
It depends. I love a cream of mushroom soup, so pureed, avocado, a vichyssoise. But for a ham and split pea, I like it chunky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have one vote for chunky.
I like to chew the lumps.
So,
Okay, he likes chewing lumps.
So
I like that.
So Don is saying he definitely likes the
Chew the lumps.
chunky, yeah.
Okay.
And then my wife, who's laughing here.
I do it both ways. If it has ham in it, sometimes I prefer to have that, especially in the winter if it's very hot. You want
okay.
a very full, hearty soup.
Yeah.
Correct.
But I've also pureed it, especially if I don't make it with the ham
Okay.
itself, because I
Yeah.
made the pea soup with just like a vegetarian type.
Sure.
Then I usually will puree that.
Pureed.
Good.
But I like both. I think it depends on the season and what you feel like that day.
So have you noticed that when you're reheating it after you take it out of the fridge, you're going to reheat it again, which is it easier? Which one is easier, pureed or the chunky, to get back to the soup?
The pureed one.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. So if you're
Yeah.
thinking that you're wanting to do the real leftover,
Right.
then you might want to puree. And you can learn this and many other things on Wayne'sKitchen.com.
Or when Gord asks the questions.
Go.
Quiet on the set back there, studio audience.
Oh, I know.
Quiet with-
They can't wait to taste this soup
know.
because if you can smell it.
You could. Anyway, we chopped up the ham bits,
Right.
and now we're just going to add it to the soup.
Right. Okay. So then, and that again is just to give it all that extra flavor and
Well, and-
composition and etc.
And add the ham.
Right.
And give it a stir now, Gord, would you?
All right. And so we've already had the peas in there, so they're slowly beginning to soften up, absorbing the liquid.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. And then at this point too, what else do we need to be thinking about?
I don't know. Arm yourself. No, it actually, no, nothing. We'll
Oh,
just,
I know. I was going to ask a
Oh, right,
question.
okay.
Was
Okay. Can I
when
put
I've
this back
had
on?
sure.
Okay.
But the question is that when I've had my soups going, and of course there'll be some fat that will rise to the surface.
Oh, yeah.
So do you skim some of your fat off? Well, look at that. You've anticipated my question.
Yes.
Right. So then what would you do then? Maybe you could show.
It's just a matter of taking your spoon and just tipping the spoon in.
Right. So then what you're doing then is you just like.
Just gently, just push it down a little bit, and you can see that liquid that's going onto the spoon
Right. Yeah.
is all grease and fat.
Right.
And so that's how you're going to get rid of that stuff. And just
Now, you know who taught me that?
your your grandmother,
No, my mother-in-law.
your mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Wow.
and Josie, who's not here, but we'll have to have her in our studio audience once, but she taught me that.
See?
She's very good at that. Yeah, see that?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all the grease and the rendered down fat that you don't need.
Right. And so then as this is cooking
Yep.
slowly over low heat, then
Low heat,
periodically, then you just do that. We'll put the lid back on. And again, now we just got the tincture of thyme.
Exactly.
I know, I've learned a lot of things, even
at
in one
you.
show. Look at that. So now, but this is going to go for a couple more hours.
This is going to go for at least an hour and 45 minutes, at
Right.
least.
Okay.
And then we'll check it later and see how the peas have softened up.
Okay, great.
All right, great.
Excellent. All right, so now this has been cooking for a few hours, Wayne.
Yes.
And we're ready to move to plating it, and we're going to puree it
A little bit, yeah.
a little bit, okay? Not
Because
completely.
because we want a little bit of the chunk, because apparently our studio audience is split,
We heard that. And
as in the pea.
green pea, yellow
Yeah,
pea,
yes,
split.
of course,
Yes.
yeah. So,
Now, one important thing, remember one of the important ingredients was the bay leaf. So you want to remove your bay leaf before you do your pureeing.
Correct.
So we've done that already through the miracle of television. And so now we're going to move to the pureeing.
and we're going to use an immersible
Yeah,
chopper, I guess it is.
yeah, they're great. Yeah. And you have to be careful because I've known to splatter,
Yeah,
but this is a very deep bowl or
It
a
is.
pot. Yeah.
it's the big pot.
Yeah.
We render down things in this pot,
Very simple.
and it's half done. We don't want to do it too
Yeah,
much.
exactly, because and that's the part that you don't want to pull out too soon.
Right.
Just give it a little stir.
Please do.
Okay, look at that. I think the audience is going to love that split. I think we've come to that medium. Very good.
As in split halfway.
Very good.
Okay.
So our soup is done. We're ready
Soup
to
is done.
get the Play-Doh out, and the smell is terrific. It's beautiful. It's a hearty meal. You got the Play-Doh ready. Is that a left-handed ladle? We talked about that in a previous episode.
This is a ladle, Gordon, that
Oh, and everybody can see that.
Is-
Doesn't that look good? That's hearty. And
is
again, this is,
ambidextrous.
and this is in keeping with our theme for this year's season, where we're gonna
And you can
be
and you can see the green and the yellow.
yeah,
in
nice
there.
texture and all that. And again, so we were talking earlier on good composition. The smell
Yep.
presents well.
Well, the smell coming off of that is incredible.
So, Monsieur, what should we do?
I think we should taste it, Gord.
Dig in. All right,
Please.
you too.
I will.
Bon
Oh.
appetit.
What do they say? Mon Dieu.
It is good. That's very good.
That's great. So, folks, comfort food. I'm feeling very comfortable right now. Nothing that a couple of glasses of wine wouldn't have helped, but it did. But even so, I'm comfortable. This is wonderful soup. This recipe is going to be. I'm drooling. Sorry. This recipe is going to be online on the site, of course. Wayne's Ditchin.
Wayne'sKitchen.com.
Yes, I know.
Right, yeah.
Sure, Wayne's Kitchen. I can't even say it now because this is so good. I just want more.
So, to help you out then,
Please.
we are now going to be moving on to our next episode. We're going to be going on the road to a special edition of Wayne'sKitchen.com. We're going to be going to the Galanzowski's house. We have not yet determined the menu, but it will be in keeping with our
Our theme.
special this year.
Yes.
Around hearty Canadian foods that are tied with the seasons. So until then,
Gee,
please
you're
join.
good.
Please join us again on Wayne'sKitchen.com. I'm Gordon, and this is Wayne.
Thank you so much.
All right.